Your Majesty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. I saw, I think, one comment or two comments like, my intro is so long. I should always go straight to the point. Majesty is like, this is my channel, right? Every being has a way they do their things, right? Every channel have a way they do their things. I don't have an intro music or whatever. This is how I want to communicate with my community. So if you feel it's not okay for you, then you are not supposed to be part of this community, you can just quietly go to other channels. There are many channels here who do the same thing that I do. I am different, and you don't just force me to change who I am. It's that it's not possible. This is me. If you don't love me for who I am, then you have to go somewhere else. That's the fact. Okay. Yeah, so I bring you good news today. From the Sahel. I'm laughing because you see, the story is funny. The story shows how low these people that claim that they are custodians of human rights can go to, to just get whatever they want. I told you the collective West are like children. They always cry when they do not get what they want. They always do everything possible. They can go to any length, to any mile just to get what they want. Okay, because they are spoiled children. And that is what we are seeing today. Okay, from the news these few days, it's been circulating. I believe some of you have heard that something huge happened in Burkina Faso, and it just left us all proud. Like, I can't just help it. Some soldiers in Burkina Faso were approached with a huge sum of money. A huge sum of money that amounted to 500 billion CFA, which converted to dollar is around $8 million. $8 million at this time where there is inflation everywhere. I believe they have people in their nations who are suffering, but they are ready to sacrifice $8 million just because they feel like Burkina Faso has to still be under them. And this is to let you know that this Sahel region have cut off from the hold of imperialism and colonialism. So the people who claim that they are the owner of Africa are doing everything possible to get back this region. When I told you that they will never leave Africa alone, this is the extent, this is how low these people can stoop. Your Majesties, they sent their agent with $8 million to pay off some soldiers. And do you know what? That's where it becomes so juicy. These soldiers went to their superiors and told their superiors, this is what is happening. And the superiors say, okay, let's play along. Collect the money, play with them. They gave out this money, informing the soldiers that what they want in return is for the soldiers to cause chaos in Burkina Faso. You hear in mainstream media, they keep telling you there is unrest in Burkina Faso. They've never had peace since Ibrahim came to power because they have done everything possible to take his life. It's not working. Now they are using his soldiers now to destabilize the nation. And the superior said, okay, play along, collect the money, act like you're going to do what they asked you to do. And the money was brought. Your Majesties, the money was brought. You can see it from the clip. The money was brought, and they accepted this money, and that was when they intercepted the main man who is coming to converse with these soldiers physically. Of course, there is a huge body behind these people. We know. Your Majesties, it's not difficult to know who sent them. It's not difficult to know who is behind all these things. It's not difficult. But the government of Ibrahim Traore have arrested this man, put him under custody as we speak, and they are interrogating him. That is exactly what is going on right now in Burkina Faso.
In a recent high-stakes operation, Burkina Faso's defense and security forces uncovered and thwarted a destabilization plot valued at an astonishing 5 billion CFA francs. The scheme, designed to create chaos and undermine the government, involved paying soldiers an enormous sum in exchange for actions aimed at destabilizing the country. However, loyal troops strategically played along with the conspirators' plan, gathering evidence and waiting for the opportune moment to apprehend him. Yesterday, security forces finally cornered the suspect, catching him with suitcases packed with banknotes. This episode resembles a scene from a suspenseful thriller, but in reality, speaks volumes about the persistent threats that President Ibrahim Traore faces in his mission to restore stability to Burkina Faso. The attempted bribe is far from the first destabilization effort directed at Ibrahim Traore's administration. Since coming to power, Traore has been the target of numerous coups and conspiracies, orchestrated by those with dark motives to disrupt the nation's progress. These plots aim to create instability, as certain elements within and outside Burkina Faso view Traore's reforms as a direct threat to their interests. The scale of these plots, and the high-profile attempt thwarted yesterday, reveal the determination of Traore's enemies and the lengths to which they are willing to go to eliminate him. From large-scale bribery to assassination attempts, Ibrahim Traore has narrowly evaded repeated assaults on his life, thanks in large part to loyalists within the defense and security forces who have remained steadfast in their commitment to his vision. This latest incident is a striking example of how nefarious forces attempt to influence soldiers with promises of massive financial rewards. In this case, the plotters' plan was to mobilize soldiers against Ibrahim Traore in exchange for billions of CFA francs, a staggering amount that underscores the seriousness of the destabilization efforts. Fortunately, the soldiers, acting on orders from higher command, accepted the deal only as part of a well-coordinated trap. Their loyalty to Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso's future was never in question. When the time came, the suspect was apprehended, exposing the depth of the conspiracy. This arrest, along with the seizure of the funds, would allow the government to trace the money's origins and unmask those behind the plot to overthrow Traore's administration. President Ibrahim Traore has been unyielding in his commitment to safeguard Burkina Faso against such subversive forces. Since taking office, he has implemented sweeping reforms aimed at strengthening the nation's security and restoring order in regions previously afflicted by insurgency. Yet his assertive approach has made him a target of frequent coup attempts. Numerous factions, both domestic and foreign, have viewed Traore's leadership as a threat to the old order and are increasingly desperate to halt his progress by any means necessary. These factions use financial incentives to recruit allies in their bid to depose Ibrahim Traore, further highlighting the scale of resistance he faces. The intercepted plot also highlights a crucial aspect of Traore's strategy: building a robust and loyal defense force that prioritizes the nation's welfare above all else. Ibrahim Traore understands the critical role of his soldiers in defending against not only external enemies, but also internal threats from those who would exploit instability for their own gain.
Now, this is it. That the soldiers could see that they have a leader like this man who is ready to go all in. And look at the extent that these soldiers has gone to protect the interests of their nation, because they know they have a leader that is ready. They know they have a leader that is patriotic, and they are ready to work with this leader to achieve whatever it is that they have to achieve. Is this not a thing of joy, Your Majesty? If every leader in the continent is as good as Ibrahim Traore, every soldier will be as good as the soldiers of Burkina Faso. This is for a fact, because these soldiers are seeing what you're doing as a leader. They will know whether you worth their sacrifice. Your Majesties, they knew that Ibrahim Traore worth their sacrifice because he had been sacrificing his life for a very long time for them. It is now time for them to pay back. These soldiers had to play along, collected the money in boxes, and they intercepted the person who is at the forefront at the process. of all this. What do you think about what is going on in the Sahel? According to some people, they're like the money is in the treasury of the Burkinabes right now, and they are ready to use the money to develop their country because they were not the ones who asked that this group of people should go give them that huge amount of money. So they're not going to return the money back. The money has gone, and the one who is behind this is now in their custody, who will in turn expose the whole plan that the collective West, because there's no need hiding this thing. We know who is behind this thing. We know the people who sent them. We know who can give 500 billion sefa for a nation to be destabilized. Like, you sit in your country, the comfort of your home, and you're planning the downfall of another man's land. What kind of wickedness is more than what they are doing to the Sahel? What kind of wickedness is more than what Europe and America is doing to Africa? And when some of us is talking, it will be like, hey, you have, yes, our leaders have their own. But when we have leaders like this in the Sahel, who we are now seeing how the West is still doing everything possible, using their force and their mind to destabilize. Then we know how this politics is played. Even though our leaders are puppets, how did they become puppets? They became puppets because they had to be puppets. A man who is not up to the age of 40, Your Majesties, a young man like Ibrahim Traore, an attempt on his life from the time he took up position is not up to 3 years yet, but the attempt on his life is almost 20, if not 20. So it takes someone who has a dream. It takes someone who has, the will to keep sitting in that position and not be swayed. There have been lots of temptation, the ones that we are not even hearing, how they are meeting Ibrahim Traore secretly. Your Majesties, how they are promising him everything he wants secretly. But this man is steadfast. He said, no, I know why I am here. And I am here for the long-term success of my people, not for my own selfish interest. And you say we should not talk about this man. You say we should not exalt this man. You say we should not give thanks to the Almighty and our ancestors for a man like Ibrahim Traore. Come on, then something is really wrong with us. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.